What's up guys, Psydog here bringing you some FAL gameplay, and we got it golden as always. So, yes, today what I'd like to talk about is Modern Warfare 3. Seems everyone's starting to get a big buzz about it, so I thought I'd give my opinions on it and my thoughts. But before that, I guess I'll go over my perks real quick for what I like to use with the FAL. Right now I'm starting off with Hardline, Hardened, and TACMAS Pro. All of them are Pro. And when I'm using single shot rifles or burst, I always like to use Hardened Pro. That flinch reduction really helps you out. And usually I like to use Hardline because I sit back. But in this case, I noticed that the randoms I'm playing with, they were having some trouble getting on the B flag. They were trying to go for it, but they just kept, they just couldn't get to it. So I start trying to get to it, and of course there's some douchebag just sitting there noob tubing and using rockets on it. So I have to switch it up to my flak jacket class, which is the same except as this class here perk wise. I'm using flak jacket Pro, Hardened Pro, and TACMAS Pro. But I just needed the flak jacket to help me capture the flag for us. And once I capture the flag, it just turns the momentum of the game around, because these guys were... It seems in domination games sometimes that there are just guys who they want to spend the whole game stopping you from capturing the B flag, but they don't want to actually capture it themselves. Now, when this is going on, the best thing to do is not to rush everybody at once to B flag. It might seem like a good idea because then everybody gets it real quick, but chances are they're going to have a lot of guys posted up there. You're all going to die, respawn back, and at best, and then they'll jump on it and take it. And at best what happens is you might have one or two guys left alive trying to take them all off of B, but they can't get to it. So the best case scenario to combat this when you have a team is to have the team go into their camping spots basically and take over, and just stop them from going back to their little camping spots and trying to you know, capture the flag, or to stop them from camping to watch you take it. Now when you're playing solo, there's really not much you can do to control your team. You could try, you know, if they have mics on and stuff and they're going to listen to you, you can try that. But sometimes the best thing to do is to just watch the known, just see when the enemy team is up there in their known camping spots, like the obvious ones. And the minute you start seeing maybe your team pushing up more into their camping spots, then you want to pounce on the B flag. But if they aren't going to pounce, if your team just keeps getting held back, you yourself have to go and rid them off the camping spots and hope that your teammates will take the flag. But again, that's why it can be really tricky to do without a team. But you also see me, what I do is I control the A and B flags because I want that spawn. On WMD, I think the A and B flag combo is better than C and B. I think you get more advantageous positions so that you can use guns like the FAL or burst fire weapons. And as you see, we triple cap, but I'm still going to sit here and I'm going to watch A, because when they triple cap, what tends to happen is that they spawn, or when you triple cap and the enemy spawns, they tend to be all the way over to the right of the map if you're from the A spawn. So I want to watch A because I want to keep it, and I want them to have C, and you know, I don't want to have to worry about watching things from the C spawn, because from the C spawn on this map it seems pretty easy to defend B, but it's a lot harder to get than if you have just A. So I eventually work up to my dog kill streak. I think I'm running Spy Plane, Blackbird, and dogs in this video. But that's about all I got to say with using the FAL. I like to use dual mags with it because I tend to spam it up close, and it seems like a more spammable gun because the recoil tends to bounce not just up but also to the right, and it's not as much as, say, the M14. So when you're shooting far away, You can get away with spamming it sometimes, but the best is to pop it once, wait a sec, pop it, and if they're reasonably up close to you, then just go ahead and start spraying it. And I like the iron sights on it, to be honest, so I don't need the red dot or the reflex sight, but if you want to use that, hey, it's a good choice as well. The silencer on it is, I don't know, it makes the gun really weird. Sometimes, like, it seems like it didn't lose any power at all from a range, and then other times it's like you can't, like, you're just hitting the guy with one of those inflatable bats or something, like it just can't hurt him. So it's really sketchy with the silencer on it, so I'd recommend not using it. But that's all I got to say really for how to use the FAL and what I'm doing on this map. If we talk about Modern Warfare 3 for a second, you know, everybody's talking about what to expect and, you know, what the game's gonna be like, and to be honest with you guys, I don't have much faith in it at all. I watched well, I haven't even been curious to look up what's gonna be what on it, because I bet it's a safe bet that it's gonna be virtually the same thing as Modern Warfare 2, or similar to Black Ops even, but with just little tweaks here and there. I really don't think that they want to Infinity Ward and Activision, or I think it's mostly Activision. I think they want to keep it a cash cow. They don't want to deviate too far from what's been selling so well. And to be honest with you, I don't know why it sells so well. I think it's just, I think the reason it sells so easy is because of just the ease of which somebody can hop in, you get a game real quick, then you leave. I think that's all it is. A game like Bad Company 2, I think, suffered because it has such a steep learning curve. You can't just jump in a tank, get a 40 kill streak, then go hang out with your friends. That game required, you had to learn the classes, you had to learn the guns and what tactics to use. You had to play with, you know, learn how to play with a team much more than you could lone wolf it like in Call of Duty. And, you know, along with the 30 frames per second and stuff, I don't think that was the major hindrance. Well, I do think the movement part was a hindrance to it, but I don't think the 30 frames per second was that big of a hit to it as some people make it. I think people just didn't want to play a slower... They say it was slow paced, but if you play Rush or even Conquest, I don't see how it's slow paced. I've always had really fast paced games playing those game modes, but on Modern Warfare 3, I really just don't expect much. After Black Ops came, I was like let down, and it's not that I think Treyarch can make a good game. I really liked World at War. I thought the campaign was innovative and, you know, interesting and kept my attention, but I think it was a case of the designer taking too many cues from the client and not just coming out with something great. They could have made this... I'd love to see more innovative features, more stuff we haven't seen in Call of Duty to make it interesting. And I know that they don't want to, because they might start fluctuating away from, like, you know, the cash cow and what everybody really, you know, wants. And I mean, they've got a weird community to listen to. Sometimes you see that there's older guys like me, you know, in their late 20s. And other times they've got screaming 12-year-olds who want to nuke tube and commando all day. So it's a real fickle community sometimes, I guess. But overall, I'm not expecting much from Modern Warfare 3. And, you know, honestly, I'm looking more forward to Battlefield 3 and Resistance 3. But that's pretty much it for the video. I think I end up going 41-9. And that's it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.